Hey class, good evening everyone. Welcome to today's session and which is your for ICSE grade 10th, and today we are going for your banking session 2. Today we will be learning about recurring deposit accounts. That's a special case here, a very small topic, a simple formulas are there that you have to understand, but we are going to learn it in a very deep, that how the formula came, how it actually works, everything we are going to discuss today. So I hope this session you will be enjoying it a lot. Okay, so as I've told you beta, today we will be starting with recurring deposit account. With recurring deposit account. Okay, so before I start the session, I would like to tell you this part, that suppose the sum of all the natural numbers, that is if I do 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 up to n, its sum will be written as n into n plus 1 whole divided by 2. This is how you write the sum. Now why I'm telling you this sum of this series, because this will be used when I'll be solving the recurring deposit, when I will be telling you the derivation of the formula for the recurring deposit accounts. Now what is your recurring deposit accounts? Recurring deposit accounts, so this is kind of a saving account which you open in your bank, and in the saving account, this is like every month you will submit, you will deposit a fixed amount of money. Every month you will deposit a fixed amount of money, that is called your principal amount. So P is your amount deposited every month. Remember, here I'm talking about every month. Some rate percentage you will get interest at simple interest. The interest here will be simple interest at some rate percentage. So let us say R. R is your rate percentage per annum. Remember, R is given per annum, per year. Okay. Now, suppose you have taken the loan for some months. Okay. So the time period will be given to you in years. T will be given in years. Okay. Time period in years. So if time period is given to me, how can I find out number of months? So that is, number of months is n. Okay, that is your number of months. So this is the time period in number of months. Got it? So these are the four key terms. Okay, principal, rate percentage, and the time is given in years, which you can convert in months. So you can say n will be equal to 12 into whatever years it is given. If 1 year is given, there will be 12 months, 2 years, 24 months, and so on. Correct. Now in recurring deposit account, you will submit some amount every month. You will submit some amount every month, 100 rupees per month. So you will deposit 100 rupees per month, and you will get the interest after every month. So here interest will be calculated after every month. For every month you will get some interest. Every month you will get some interest. Okay. So the main point here is interest is calculated after every month. Interest is calculated after every month. That is the main part with this recurring deposit account, that after end of every month, whatever amount is there in your account, in your bank account, on that amount you will get some interest. You will get some interest. How will the interest will be calculated after every month? Okay, so let us say I'm talking about the first month. Let's say I'm talking about the first month. After first month, what will happen when 1 month is there? When 1 month is there, and as I've told you beta, the interest will be calculated the at simple interest. You will be calculating it at simple interest. So I will say, let's say after 1 month, what will happen? If I say the account I am showing for some 1 month, so P is what? Your deposit amount deposited every month. So on this P you will get the interest. So P interest will be equal to, let us say I1, interest for the first month will be equal to P into R. Now rate percentage is given in per annum. So rate percentage per month will be R by 12. So P into R by 12 into time is 1 month divided by 100. Correct? So you are getting PR by 12 into 100. This is the story after 1 month. This will be your interest. This will be your interest. Now let's talk about the story after 2 months. Let's talk about the story. What will happen after 2 months? So after 2 months, if I talk, so now the amount which you have deposited, how much amount you have deposited? So beta dekho, first month you have deposited P, second month also you will deposit P na, because you are amount depositing the amount every month. Remember, P is your amount deposited every month. So first month you have deposited P, second month also P, so total amount is 2P. Correct? So now on this amount, the next month, the second month's interest will be calculated. So I will say interest for the second month will be equal to 2P into R into 1 month. Why I am taking 1? Because the previous month's interest I have already calculated. I am only seeing what will happen in the second month. Only calculating the interest of the second month, because previous month interest I have already calculated, that is I1. So interest for the second month will be 2P into R into that month interest only 1 month divided by 12 into 100. Divided by 12 into 100. So you will get this as 2 times of PR by 12 into 100. Similarly, now let's look at the story for the third month. Let's look at the story for the third month. So the third month, I will say the amount deposited by you will be P again. So the total amount will be P plus P plus P, that is 3P. Now the total amount in your account is 3 times of P. First month you have submitted something, second month you have submitted something, third month you are also submitting something. Now the third month, the interest will be applicable on all that. So I will say the interest I3 will be equal to 3P into R into 1 divided by 12 by 100. Now you must be thinking that sir, amount deposited will be more than 3P na, because interest is also there. But as I have told you, we are calculating simple interest. So interest is only calculated on the amount which you are depositing. Interest will not be calculated on the interest which you have got it. Got it? So the interest on the previous month, whatever interest you have got previous month, on that you will not calculate any interest. Only the amount which you are depositing, only that portion, the amount of interest will be calculated. So I will say it will become now 3 times of PR upon 100. Correct? So you can see a pattern. First month the interest was PR by 12 into 100. Second month it was 2 times of PR by 12 into 100. Third time it was 3 times of PR by 100. So same way you will tell now that the fourth month, when the fourth month will be there, fourth month the interest will be 4 times of PR by 100. So this way, if I keep going, let us say nth month, whatever number of month you are saying, let us say that is n. So that will be equal to interest for the n month will be n times of PR by 100. Correct? So that is the part. And in this n month, by now, how much amount you have deposited? Amount deposited will be equal to n times of P, because every month you are depositing P amount. So till now you are, the amount which you will be calculating, on which the interest will be calculating, will be n into P. In the fourth month, the amount on which you will be calculating interest will be 4 into P. Correct? So this amount is the interest, the amount on which you are calculating interest. First month you calculated on P. By second month you have deposited 2P amount, so we are calculating interest on 2P. By third month 3P amount, so interest is calculated on 3P. Fourth month interest is calculated on 4P, and on nth month interest will be calculated on NP. Sorry, it is into 12 is also here. Into 12 is also here. I think I have not forgot to write 12 na. I forgot to write 12 here. Into 12 is also here. Okay. So the total interest, if I want to talk about total interest which you have got for n months, it will be equal to I1 plus I2 plus I3 up to what? IN till the end month, right? That is your total interest. So I will say, sir, my total interest, let us say it is equal to I. Total interest is what? Let's say it is equal to I. Total interest I will be equal to I1 plus I2 plus I3 up to IN. So I1 was your PR upon 12 into 100. I2 was 2 times of PR upon 12 into 100. I3 was 3 times of PR upon 12 into 100. Similarly, after that, 4 times of PR upon 12 into 100. This way. The nth month interest will be n times of PR upon 12 into 100. Correct. Now you can see all the terms contain this PR in upon 12 into 100. So let us take this PR by 12 into 100 common. So from the first part everything is taken common. So we'll be left with 1 as common. Here 2, then 3, then 4 and so on up to the last part n. Correct. And at the starting of this session I have told you that 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 is equal to up to n is equal to n into n plus 1 divided by 2. So you will be getting the total interest as PR divided by 12 into 100 into n plus 1 divided by 2. So this is your formula for total interest in a recurring deposit account. So the interest for a recurring deposit account will be written as P into n plus 1 divided by 2, written by 2 into R by 12 into 1 by 100. Remember it like this. Okay, see here, P into R by 12, n into n plus 1 by 2, and this 1 by 100. So this will be your formula for the interest in a recurring deposit account. Interest in recurring deposit account. Okay, this is the first formula. P into n plus 1 divided by 2 into R by 12 into 1 by 100. That is your first formula. R is your rate percentage per annum. R is your rate percentage per annum. That is why we are dividing by 12. If they give you rate percentage per month, then no need to divide by 12. But most of the question it will be given as rate percentage per annum. N is your number of months. So in this formula, P is amount deposited per month, whatever amount you are depositing per month. N will be equal to your number of months. R is your rate percentage per annum. Okay, excuse me, like earlier I was using capital R, now I'm using small r. Same thing. Okay, just change the part. So these are the values which are important here, and I is your total interest. I is your total interest. Okay, so this is the total interest which you will be getting when you deposit in an account of a recurring deposit account type, where you where you deposit a fixed amount every month, and every month the interest is calculated on simple interest basis. Got it? So this is the formula for interest. Now let's talk about the maturity value. Maturity value means that suppose your scheme was for 3 months, 3 years. So after 3 years, how much total money will be in your account? That is called your maturity value. Maturity value is the amount, total amount at the end of the period or at the end of the time period. So what is maturity value? Total amount at the end of time period. Whatever time period is given, at the end of that, whatever is the total amount, it will be equal to your maturity value. So I can say maturity value, let us say MV, or maturity amount, maturity value, whatever it is equal to, first whatever money I have deposited that they have to give. Correct? So I will say amount deposited plus the total interest. Total interest we have already calculated, which is equal to P into n plus 1 divided by 2 into R by 12 into 1 by 100. Let's talk about how much amount you have deposited. Let's talk about how much amount you have deposited. So I am saying that amount deposited, let's see, total amount deposited by you. By in the first month, you deposited P. Second month, second month again you deposited P. Third month again you deposited P. Fourth month you have again deposited P. So this way you have deposited n times. If for n months is there, so amount deposited will be equal to n into P. This is the total amount deposited by you. If every month you are depositing P amount and you have taken the loan, taken this account for let us say n months, so total amount deposited by you will be n into P. Got it? So I can say that, sir, this maturity value, whenever the question will be asking to me about maturity value, I will say maturity value will be n into P. This is my amount deposited by me plus the interest, where we know that the interest is P into n plus 1 divided by 2 into R by 12 into 1 by 100. Got it? This is your theory about recurring deposit accounts. Now, different type of questions are formed. So we will be looking at all those type of questions. We will be looking at all those types of questions. Okay? So let us look at the first question. First question is, if Shah Rukh opened a recurring deposit account in a bank and deposited rupees 800 per month. So your P is equal to rupees 800 for 1.5 year. So time period is 1.5 year. So how many months it will be? N will be equal to 12 into 1.5 is 3 by 2, which is equal to 18 months. Okay, then the total money deposited in the account, they are saying how much money you have deposited. So the I know beta total money deposited is equal to what we have just learned, n into P. N into P, so that is 18 into 800. So it will be equal to 14,400. So the amount deposited by you will be 14,400, but the maturity value will be this total amount deposited by you plus the interest, where we know the formula for interest. Got it? So this, the correct answer here will be 14,400. Correct answer here will be 14,400. As simple as that. Okay, let's go for the next question. Mrs. Asha Mehta deposit rupees 250 per month for 1 year. So I know P is equal to 250 and number of month 1 year is there, that means 12 months in a bank deposit recurring deposit account. If the rate of interest is 8% per annum, so 8 is 8% per annum, so we have to divide by 12. Find the interest earned by her on this account. So we know beta the interest is equal to P into n plus 1 divided by 2 into R by 12 into 1 by 100. So it will be equal to 250 into, what is your number of months? 12. So 12 into 12 plus 1 is 13 divided by 2. R is your 8 divided by 12 into 1 by 100. Now see, 12 to 12 got cancelled. 2 4s are 4 into 250. 4 into 250 will be equal to 1000. So 1000 into 13 into 1 by 100 you have. So this to this got cancelled. So at the end you have got 10 into 13, which is 130. So the interest earned by you will be equal to rupees 130. Interest earned will be rupees 130. So there is nothing much in this chapter. If you have understood those formulas, now the questions are going to be very easy. Questions are going to be very easy. Let's go for the next question. Next question is, Mrs. Sharma deposited rupees 500 every month in a cumulative deposit account for 2 years. Recurring deposit or cumulative deposit, same thing. If the bank pays interest at the rate of 7% per annum, then the amount he or she gets on maturity. So they are asking the maturity value. Amount she gets on maturity means maturity value they are asking. So first we need to calculate the interest and then we'll get the use the formula for maturity amount. So I will say, sir, principal amount is given as rupees 500. Okay, for 2 years. So n will be equal to 24 months. Number of years into 12. Rate percentage is given as 7% per annum. So the first thing which I will be doing is find out the interest. So I is equal to P into n plus 1 divided by 2 into R by 12 into 1 by 100. P was 500 into 24 into 24 plus 1 is 25 divided by 2 into R is your 7 divided by 12 into 1 by 100. Okay, let's do the cancellation. So we will get these two zeros to two zeros got cancelled. 12 ones are 12 twos are 2 to 2 got cancelled. So you are left with 5 into 25 into 7. 25 into 7 will be equal to 175. So 5 into 175, which means rupees 875 is your interest. Rupees 875 is your interest. Now we know that the maturity value is equal to amount deposited by you, which is n into p plus the interest. So n is 24 into 500 plus the interest, which was rupees 875. So 24 into 500 will be equal to 12,000 plus 875, which means the maturity value is equal to rupees 12,875. Maturity value is rupees 12,875. So the correct answer will be option D. Remember, option A will be your answer when they are asking only the interest, but they are asking you the maturity value. So n into p plus the interest. Is it clear? Let's go for the next question. Next question is this. John deposited rupees 400 every month in a bank's recurring deposit account for 2.5 years. Okay, no problem. If he gets rupees 1085 as interest at the time of maturity, then the rate of interest per annum. So here they are asking you the rate of interest per annum. They have told rupees 1085 is what? Your interest. It is only interest, not the maturity value. It is interest. So we know I is given as rupees 1085. Principal amount is given as rupees 400. Okay, the time period is given as 2.5 years. So n will be equal to 2.5 is 5 by 2 into 24, which means 60 months. 60 months is, sorry, I have made a mistake, I think. Into 12 we have to do. Sorry, I have made a mistake here. That is what I was thinking here. Why so much I am getting? Okay, so 5 by 2 into 12. So 5 6 are 30 months. Correct? And we have to find out what is R percentage. So let us use the formula, very easy. I is equal to P into n plus 1 divided by 2 into R by 12 into 100 into 1 by 100. Okay, 1 by 100. So I is given as rupees 1085 is equal to 400 into 30 into n plus 1 is 31 divided by 2 into R, which we need to find out, upon 12 into 1 by 100. Correct? So this two zeros to two zeros got cancelled. 2 ones are 2 twos are, and here you can see the 2 ones are 2 six are 6 ones are 6 fives are. Correct? So you are left here with 1085 is equal to 5 into 31 into R. So R is equal to 1085 divided by 5 into 31. 5 ones are, it will be 5 twos are, then 5 ones are, and remainder 3 5 sevens are. So it will be equal to 31 ones are, 31 sevens are. So R is equal to 7%. Got it? So same way, just here transposition you have to do. R is equal to what? 7%. 7% per annum. Is it clear? Okay. So every time same formula: interest, principal amount, maturity value. So interest formula is P into n plus 1 divided by 2 into R by 12 into 1 by 100. Maturity value will be n into P. amount deposited per month into number of months plus the interest. Why we are doing n into p? Because we are finding out how much amount you have deposited. So each month p, so total months will be n into p. Got it? Let's go for the next question. Next question is very important. Mr. Chaturvedi has a recurring deposit account in Grindlays Bank for 4.5 years at 11% per annum simple interest. If he gets rupees 101418.75 at the time of maturity, find the monthly installment. Monthly installment means they are asking us what is your P. Here they have given us that time period is 4.5 years. So n will be equal to 4.5 is 9 by 2 into 12. So 54 months. 54 months is your number of months, correct? Then rate percentage is given as 11% per annum. And this amount 101418.75 is your amount at the time of maturity. He gets this much. So that is your maturity value. Maturity value is given as 101418.75. Got it? So I have to make the equation for maturity value. So for that, first we have to find out the value of the interest. So I will say, sir, interest is equal to P into n plus 1 divided by 2 into r by 12 into 1 by 100. So I will be equal to P into n was your 54. So 54 into 55 divided by 2 into R is given as 11% by 12 into 1 by 100. So let us try to do the simplification. So here you can say 2 ones are, this will be 2 twos are and 2 sevens are. Correct? Then you can say that it will be equal to 3 nines are, 3 fours are. So P finally you are getting interest, finally you are getting as P into 99 upon 400. I think that is correct. Yes. P we are getting as interest, we are getting as P into 99 into 400. Okay, beta. So this is your interest. Now maturity value will be N into P plus P into 99 by 400. So maturity value is 101418.75 is equal to N into P, which is 54 into P plus 99 by 400 into P. Correct? So let us solve this. So you have 101418.75 is equal to 54p plus 99 by 400 into p. Let us look here. Have you made any mistake in calculating interest? 54 into 55. Oh, there's a huge part. Now I am not multiplied 55. That is what I was thinking. Some mistake is there. So 99 into 55, 99 into 55, and here also 99 into 55. So let us see what is 99 into 55. So 99 into 55 will be equal to 5 nines are 45 power 4. 5 nines are 45 plus 4 is 49. Similarly 5 9 4. So 5 4 plus 1 5 plus 9. So 5445. So it will be 54p plus 5445p divided by 400 is equal to 101418.75. Calculations are very bad, I must tell you. The exams, they don't give such bad calculations, but we'll solve it. 101418.75. Here take LCM. So you'll be getting 54 into 400 times of P plus 5445p divided by 400. So you are getting 101418.75 is equal to this. 54 into 400 will be equal to 21600 P plus 5455p divided by 400. So you are getting finally at the end 27045 into p divided by 400 is equal to 101418.75. Correct? So at the end I can say, sir, 101418.75 is equal to 27045. 27045 P divided by 400. So P will be equal to 101418.75 into 400 divided by 27045. Now remove the decimal. So if you remove the decimal, it will become into 100. It will become into 100. Okay, so I have removed the decimal. Now definitely I know this 27405 now in some or the other way will get cancelled. Some or the other way will get cancelled. Okay, some or the other way it will get cancelled. So let us look at the cancellation. So if I look at the cancellation, here you can see this to this got cancelled. 27045 and this part both will not be divisible by 25. So we will start with 5. Okay, so I will say 5 5s are 25, then 5 4s are, then 0 9, and here you'll be having, oh my god, such 5 2s are, okay, 0 5 2s are, 4 5 8s are, it is very 5 8s are, 2s are 0 5 2s are 4 1, so you are 41 5 8s are remainder 1, 5 3s are 15 remainder 3, 5 7s are 35 remainder 2, 5 5s are. Now let us see whether it will be divisible by 5409 into this part. I think it should go. Let's do the approximation. See, this is 5000 something and this is around 20 lakh. This is around 20 lakh. Okay, so I think it should be divisible somewhere around 4 times. है ना? If I multiply it with 4, so I will get 20,000. So 400 somewhere around 400. Somewhere around 400 will give you the answer. So I can say, let us multiply this 4 here with this. So P is equal to, if multiply 4 with this, 4 5s are 20 power 2, 4 7s are 28 plus 2 is 30 power 3, 4 3s are 12, 12 plus 3 is 15 power 1, 4 8s are 32 plus 1 is 33 power 3, 8 9 10 11 power 1 here, 4 8s upon 5409. Okay, 5409 you are getting. Now let us multiply 5409. If I multiply 5409 with 5, so I will get around 25,000 something, but here it is 81. So next part, let us multiply 5409 with 15. So 15 nines are 135 power 13. Okay, so 3 will come here, power 1. 15 for the 60 plus 1 is 6. 15 5 is 75 plus 6 is 80. Correct? So it will directly get cancelled as 549 manza and it is 15. So 1500 times, because two zeros are also there at that. So I guess the P is equal to rupees 1500. Okay? Very lengthy calculation, but don't worry, calculation can be done. Main thing is to understand the concept. Main thing is to understand the concept. The concept was maturity value was given, so I have first taken, let's say, P, principal amount, the amount deposited per month is P, so I have calculated interest, then I have used the formula of maturity value is N into P plus P into this part plus interest. So when I solved this part, a long calculation part, I have got P is equal to 1500 rupees. So these are more or the less your answers here. P is equal to 1500, you can see here as well. So this is more or less the whole part. Okay, so this is your recurring deposit accounts done with the chapter. This is only there in this chapter, nothing more than that. Okay, now I have a very interesting news for you, that those who have not downloaded the app yet, or those who have the app, all of you in Vedantu's app right now, update the app, or if you download the app, you will get a live online quiz option. That means whenever you log into the quiz, you will log into the app, you can have a quiz live online quiz. Every time there will be a quiz available. And not just that, first learning because you are attempting the quiz. Also, there are prize pool up to rupees 50,000. 50,000 prize money is also there, and you will get the Paytm cashback for that. So start playing the quiz, guys. Okay, so download the app, and then there you will find out the live online quiz option. Amazing offer. I would like all of you because it is learning plus earning. No one ever will give you that part. Okay, then the next thing is, as you all know, during this corona pandemic, all the courses and the classes of Vedantu are free. So you can, for to know more about it, go to the page vdnt.in/ytlive. Third thing, we said, most important part, first thing, free registration, no need to submit a single rupee. Second thing, exam will be, you can give the exam at the comfort of your home. And the third thing is, you are getting scholarship for that. Till now, around 20,000 has given the test, and 32 crores of scholarship has been provided till now. Okay, so you can also be one of them. Okay, beta. So this is all with today's session. This is only is there in your recurring deposit account part, nothing more than that. If you're done with this question, everything is done with this chapter. Okay, so thank you once again for attending the session. Like this video, okay, and share with this video with your friends, because I can see still many students are not available on this ICSE grade 10th. Number of students are quite less, so let us increase them. So please share it with your friends who are not aware about it. Okay, and you can write down to me at my given email ID. Any doubt you are having, please mention it in the comment section. You can write your doubts in the comment section, and don't forget to like this video. So this is all from my side in today's class. I hope all of you have enjoyed the session. So thank you so much for attending the session. I'll see you soon in the next class. Till then, bye bye, good night. See you soon. Bye bye.